Alright, what's up everybody? Cup Series race today. We had a pretty good day yesterday from sports betting. Draftkings lineups and it goes so I had way too much AJ Allmendinger, but whatever. Cole Custer won plus 2,000 for me. Most if you got on it from this video, you probably got on it from at plus 1,000. Still great odds. It's a good hit. It's a very stressful race because there were stupid cautions. I mean, Cole Custer. I mean, there was just so many times I'm like, crap, is Anthony Alfredo really about to steal this? But he didn't. So we got that W. Hopefully we can run that back today with another sports betting hit. But, I mean, I'm honestly, this is the least confident I've been about a Cup Series race ever, maybe. I mean, like, it's up there. I just don't know, like, we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, if you watched qualifying and practice yesterday at all, or just saw what happened on Twitter, like, everyone wrecked. There were just guys wrecking nonstop. These cars are really hard to handle. And then the other problem is, when you do spin out, if you flat spot your tires, your race is basically over. So, like, there's nothing coming back. Hold on a second. Hold on. Now we straighten. Alright. Just need to make sure my audio is working. Is my audio even on? Can you even hear me? Yeah, it's right there. Okay. Sorry. I thought I messed up for a second. Alright. So, we're good though. We're back. Anyway, there's going to be wrecks. I feel like this race is going to be a wreck fest, so I want to stack the back, man. I want to play guys in the back. You're still going to have to get Dom points. It's going to come from somewhere. Someone's going to lead laps, but I'm just so unconfident. I don't know who's good. Like I know everyone's going to talk about track history, and I've seen people talking about that all week, but I just don't even really think that matters too much. It matters a little bit, but not a lot. I just don't, because this is a whole new car, a whole new setup. Some guys are going to be able to adjust to it quicker than others. We just don't know how it's going to work. So this is one of the hardest races to predict for me. And I honestly think the first early part of the Cup Series season is going to be like that. So I'm probably going to be playing pretty light for the most part in Cup and doing more in Xfinity and Truck Series this year. But what's up, Chris? What's up, B-Dog? What's up, Finesse God? How you guys doing today? Yeah, we'll break this slate down. I mean, I'll tell you who I like, but I mean, it's kind of a crapshoot, man. I think this is how you need to build lineups, though. I will say this. To build lineups, I think you're going to... You want to play for tournaments, and I mean, I guess cash too. But for cash, you just want to play guys starting back. So, but for tournaments, I think you want to play one guy starting who's gonna lead laps. Like you want to play a guy who you think's gonna be a dominator and lead a ton of laps, and the rest can be place differential because there's so many good place differential plays on the slate. It's ridiculous because everyone wrecked in qualifying. So, Chris says Custer, Stenhouse, and Cash. I think I prefer Cole Custer a little bit. Either one's fine, though. All right, Kyle Larson. I mean, Kyle Larson's probably the safest play, in my opinion. I mean, I feel like he's probably the guy who adapts really well to this new car. Although we didn't really see him in practice yesterday, although I'm really not too worried about practice for the most part. But, I mean, Kyle Larson, before he was at Hendrick, these were the type of tracks he did really good at. These big 2-mile tracks with high banking ovals, high tire wear. These were the type of tracks he was good at, so... Again, I'm really not too interested in place differential, or not place differential, I mean track history, so I'm kind of taking that into account, but not as much. I think it's going to be high owned, so there's ways to get off him. I'm only playing one lineup today. I have one single entry lineup, and he's not in it, so I am not really, I think Larson's fine, but I think there's ways to get kind of different, go somewhere else. Like Chase Elliott. I mean, like, I don't think Chase Elliott's going to be too highly owned today. I mean, I think he has the same amount of upside as Kyle Larson does, honestly. I mean, I think the likelihood that they're dominators in this race is about the same. That's just how it is. I feel the same way about Denny Hamlin. I feel the same way about Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is going to be the guy that's really highly owned. And I did just see there was a lot of question marks about if he's going to have to go to the back for this race. I did just see on Twitter before I went live that he will not. I guess the thing he fixed was approved or whatever. I don't know, something like that. So Kyle Busch is not going to the back. Starting third. I mean, he's the guy that everyone wants to go to because California has been historically just an awesome track for him. He's won a few times here, always runs in the top 5, top 10. And at the same time, the other thing with the dominators at California in the past is it's just guys that start on the front 2 rows have been like the dominators. Those have been the guys that have led the laps, and that's where Kyle Busch starts. I don't know if that's really, I mean, I'm sure that's going to matter early on, but I don't know if that's going to matter for the whole race this time. So that's kind of an unsure thing. It's just such a question mark, this slate. Moving to Ryan Blaney. I think he's going to get some ownership because he almost won the last Auto Club race we had. He was running second. I think he had tire gonna have like 2 laps left. So, but yeah, Ryan Blaney will get ownership. I mean, he's fine. Martin Truex Jr. starting 12th. He has dominator upside. He's fine. William Byron starting 10th. It's fine. I mean, all these guys. William Byron, you know, his his win last year was at Homestead, which is a track that I compare Auto Club to. So, I mean, if that helps anything. But again, new car. He wrecked in qualifying yesterday. He might wreck today. Joey Logano starting 7th. I mean, we've seen him have success at Auto Club in the past before. He could be a dominator. Then here we go, place differential guys, which is really the guys I want to build my lineups around today. I want to build my lineups around guys starting towards the back. Kevin Harvick's the most expensive one. I'm completely fine going to Kevin Harvick here, starting 32nd. I think he's going to have to start in the back, but I mean, he's already like dead last, but he's already in the back, so it doesn't really matter. Actually, he might not. I think they repaired that car. I don't really know. It doesn't matter. He's starting in the back there anyway. So Kevin Harvick, I mean, I like him as a place differential play. I think he's going to cash. I think he's good in tournaments. And honestly, he's probably going to be lower owned than some of the other place differential plays just because he's the most expensive one. But, I mean, I'm completely fine going to Kevin Harvick. I'm completely fine getting off Kurt Busch, who will probably be the highest owned driver today. Maybe not. He'll be one of the top 3. And going up to Kevin Harvick, who might be a little bit lesser owned. Alex Bowman won the last Auto Club race we're at. I'm sure that'll get him some ownership. I mean, in all honesty, I don't really see Alex Bowman doing too great. But that's a me thing because I'm not as high on Alex Bowman as a driver, personally. So I don't feel like he's going to do so well to start out with this new car. But I could be wrong. Maybe he's just really good at Auto Club and he'll win again. But, starting 14th, I don't really want to get too much of him. Kurt Busch, love Kurt Busch. Look, yesterday before practice and qualifying, we knew that Kurt Busch was not going to be able to do a lap because I don't know, they had to fix something. Something happened. I forgot exactly why. And so he's going to be starting dead last, and he has to do a pass-through to start the race. Everyone on Twitter is like freaking out. Like, oh my gosh, we might not be able to play Kurt Busch. He might go down early. But now we know. Then we saw qualifying and we saw practice, and there were a million wrecks. And we were like, maybe not. He might be okay. Maybe he's not going to get lapped because they're going to wreck in lap 4. And but then now this morning there's a competition caution in lap 20, so he's going to get his lap back if he loses one, if he even loses a lap. So I'm not worried about Kurt Busch at all. I think he's probably the best play. Honestly, I think he is the best play at all the place differential guys. I'm most confidence in him. Just driving well, just an experienced driver, really skilled, talented driver. Him and Harvick, those are the two I'd have the most confidence in. Some of these guys, when you get down low, is going to be rough. Brad Keselowski starting 9th. Yeah, I mean, I don't, he's going to need to get up front to do really anything for you. Maybe not lead last. He's going to have to finish high. I just don't know how I feel about him yet in this new car. I like Tyler Reddick. I don't think a lot of people are going to play him because he starts 11th and he's kind of sandwiched in between the two 30-place guys. And I think Tyler Reddick's a good play. This is the kind of track, I think Tyler Reddick's going to have a really good year, first of all. I think this is going to be a breakout year for him. I think he'll win at least a race, maybe more, and maybe that's today. This is the type of track that he should do well at. You know, it's the high banked ovals, high tire wear tracks. These are the tracks that he's always had success at in any series. So I think he's going to run well today. I would not be surprised to see him end up in victory lane today. We'll get to my sports bets in a minute, but he's on there. So I do like Reddick today as a play. I don't think he's going to get a lot of ownership, and if he can, get up there in the top 5, 6, he's going to be a really good play for you. Probably not a ton of ownership. Ross Chastain, I think might be the lowest owned of all these 30-plus guys that are like relevant drivers because, I mean, he wrecked yesterday, and he wrecked hard. He's in a backup car. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to be for these races. Oh, my God, my cat just walked in. What's up, man? Dude's a clown. Anyway, what was I saying? Ross Chastain, I think that's, I don't know how the backup car is going to affect it. It should be fine, but at the same time, you could be a little worried. Hold on, I'm going to go close my door. You staying in or you going out? All right, you're going out. Oh, my God. So, Ross Chastain is, he's a fine play, but, I'm just a little bit worried about him. I don't know. He's a really aggressive driver, and these cars are very hard to drive. I could see him just wrecking himself, honestly. If there's a guy who's going to wreck themselves in this race, Ross Chastain's up there on the list. He might be at the top, to be completely honest. I have, non-really crappy back markers. So, getting to Christopher Bell. I really like Bell today. JGR historically has been really good at Auto Club. So, starting 19th, I don't think a lot of people are going to play him. No one's really talking about him. And I think he could definitely get a top 10 in this race. So, I really like Bell. He doesn't really need to do too much to pay off that salary either. So, I think Christopher Bell's a pretty good play. I don't think he's going to get a lot of ownership. I like Bell a lot. Austin Dillon, starting 16th, kind of similar to Christopher Bell. I prefer Bell because I just think he's a better driver, but I don't think anyone's playing Austin Dillon today either. And, he can definitely get a top 10. He has that upside, so I don't mind going there. Chris Buescher I'd like a lot, same thing as the other two. I think Buescher gets a little more ownership because he starts a little bit farther back, but and he's a little bit cheaper, but I still like Chris Buescher. I think he's going to be another low-owned guy that has some place differential upside as a top 10 potential. That could be a really, really good play. Now, remember I talked about the dominators usually come from the first two rows. Well, the front row is Austin Cindric and Erik Jones. I mean, do we really think Austin Cindric? I mean, I know he won Daytona last week, but this is, his first full-time season at a non-plate race. Is he going to all of a sudden just be awesome and go dominate? Maybe. I mean, I really like Austin Cindric. I think he's going to be a really good driver in the Cup Series for a really long time. But I just have a hard time seeing him dominating this race today. But I think he will get a little bit of ownership because Pole Sitter always gets some ownership. I think there's definitely a chance that he runs well. I mean, he was fast in practice. Well, actually, he wasn't fast in practice, but he was really fast in qualifying. Starts in the best spot to lead a ton of laps. So I don't mind it, but I don't think you need to go there today. Eric Almirola, I'm interested in when his ownership comes in because his three races at Auto Club and at 10 car have been 12th, 8th, and 9th. So I don't mind him as a top 10 bet, but Stewart-Haas Racing was so slow in practice yesterday, and I don't want to overreact to practice, but Almirola was 27 fastest, Briscoe was 26, and Custer was, where's Custer? He's so cheap, right? And Custer was 20th, so that was the best one, and then Harvick didn't even run a full lap and then he wrecked, so we didn't even get to see him. So I'm worried about Stewart-Haas Racing, but still, I don't mind Almirola at all. Chase Briscoe starting 24th over Stewart-Haas car. I prefer Almirola just because he starts farther back, but, I mean, Briscoe's fine. I'm not interested in Bubba. Bubba's going to get a lot of ownership. And, I mean, he should. He's starting 34th, don't get me wrong, but, he's way better. It's like right before plate races, the big tracks, Bubba is bad at. He's been bad in the 43 car. He's been bad in the 23 car last year. Like, these are just not the tracks that he does well at, and I really have a hard time believing Bubba Wallace is going to come in a new car that's really hard to drive and just all of a sudden go off at Auto Club. So I'm not playing any Bubba Wallace today. I just don't want to play him. I think he's chalk. That's a pretty easy fade in my opinion, and I think there's just ways to get off it. Like, there's ways to get off the chalk today, for sure. Let's see. Chris says, my main cash lineup is Larson, Harvick, Kurt Busch, Wallace, Haley, and then either Custer or Stenhouse. For a second cash lineup, do you like Larson, Hamlin, Kurt Busch, Haley, Stenhouse, and Custer? Yeah, they're both fine. Yeah, I mean, I know I just said I didn't really like Bubba, but for cash, he's fine. I'm just really more talking tournaments. In cash, Bubba Wallace is perfectly fine. You probably need to play him. Starting 34th, ton of place differential upside, and I mean, everyone's going to play him. But yeah, I like those cash lines for sure. They both look good to me. The top one I like more, but the second one's still good. And you were saying either Stenhouse or Custer. I think I prefer Custer. I mean, but the thing is, they're only 3-inch difference. He starts a little bit farther back than Stenhouse. I mean, Stenhouse is so underrated. No one ever plays him, but you're playing cash. So I'd probably go Custer because it's cash. If that was a tournament lineup, I would like the Stenhouse play. I think he's underrated today, not getting enough attention. So I'd like going there. Anyway, we're on Harrison Burton now, starting 22nd. He has a win here in the Xfinity Series, right? Yeah, he won here. Chase Briscoe wrecked, and Harrison Burton won. That was how that race went. So he's been good here in Xfinity before. I mean, I could see him competing for a top 10, to be honest, but I don't expect too much from him. I mean, it's hard to really want to go to Harrison Burton, to be honest, when you have Bubba Wallace and Justin Haley starting, 12, 13 spots farther back, right around him in pricing. Justin Haley's going to be owned. Haley and Bubba will probably be the two. I would say those two and then Kurt Busch, probably the three highest owned drivers on the slate. Again, Justin Haley, to me, I mean, I'm fine going there, but, like, what all of a sudden... why are we so confident he's just going to run so great here? Like, I mean, I know he doesn't need to do much, but, I mean, for a cash build, yeah, Justin Haley, go play him. But in tournaments, I don't think we need to go there. I mean, he is a very safe play, but at the same time, Justin Haley was never, like, great in Xfinity Series. Like, this was always the thing of him. He was really great on super speedways, but he never won anywhere else. And there were only, like, one or two other times where he was, like, really competing for a win anywhere else. And so, obviously, I don't expect him to be up there today, but, like, I mean, are we even sure he's going to be, like, running 18th? Like, he might be running 24th today. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's where he runs all day. So, Justin Haley, I don't think he's a lock for tournaments. Cash play him, but tournaments, it's him and Bubba Chalk is interesting because there's really no reason to believe that they're just going to run awesome today. So, I don't hate getting off of them in tournaments for sure. Hemrick, I'm not interested in. I mean, I just don't see him doing anything. He's going to need to lead laps starting there. I think he could lose a few spots, but still, I just don't see it. If you want to be bold today, Erik Jones, nobody's playing Erik Jones today. Because no one's saying that 43 car is going to go out there and lead laps. But I think this team's improved this year. They got some more funding with GMS coming on. They have ECR engines under them. This team has improved. They were fast in qualifying. They were fast in practice. And Erik Jones, I've been saying this for years, is just is criminally underrated. Doesn't get the respect he deserves. There would be crazier things to happen, in my opinion, than Erik Jones going out there and leading like 60, 70 laps today. Well, is it likely? No. Is anyone going to play him? No. He's going to be like 5% owned. So if you want to be bold, if you're playing a lot of lineups and you want to be bold, play a few Erik Jones lineups. I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. He's cheap enough where if he still finishes inside the top 10, you're going to be fine. May not win you a tournament, but you're going to be fine. And I think he could definitely finish inside the top 10 today. So there are definitely worse bets you can make than playing Erik Jones. I'm not suggesting, I'm not saying, I don't want to hear anybody complaining, you told me to play Erik Jones and he finished 20th. Well, yeah, it's Erik Jones. So, but I don't think that's the worst play in the world. Same thing with Stenhouse. No one's talking about Stenhouse or Suarez. I'm more interested in Stenhouse. Just think he's a better driver personally than Suarez. I'm not really ever been sold on Daniel Suarez. I just don't think he'll run well. But Stenhouse could get a top 10 for sure. He has that upside. We know what he is. Cole Custer, I'm fine with going to him. Won the race yesterday. I doubt that happens again. If that does, that'd be cool if he wins 2 days in a row. Wouldn't that be sick if Cole Custer comes out and wins 2 in a row? Won't happen. No way he wins today. But $5,900 starting 21st. I'm completely fine going there. Yeah. Last question from Chris. Do you like this second cash lineup better? Hamlin, Harvick, Kurt Busch, Haley, Stenhouse, and Bell. Doesn't feel good not playing Larson. LOL. Yeah, I think I would probably play Larson in cash over Hamlin. He just has a little bit more place differential. And I feel like Kyle Larson, out of those top guys, is probably going to be the highest owned guy. So if he really goes off in cash and you don't have him, you're probably screwed. So I would still rather keep Larson than Hamlin. Because Larson, Hamlin's going to have to lead a ton of laps for that to really work out. And I don't think that's a lock by any means. Obviously, it could happen. But Kyle Larson has some place differential to work with there where Hamlin doesn't. So I would prefer playing Larson and Hamlin than Hamlin and cash. I do like the Bell play though, but I don't think I need him in cash. Michael McDowell, I'm not too interested. That's it. Cole Custer's the last guy I want to play. I'm not interested in any of these guys down here. McDowell, Ty Dillon, Todd Gilliland, LaJoy, Ware, Bilicki, Smith, Lee, McLeod. They all just start too high up. They're not starting far enough back where I can really be any sort of interested in them. So, but yeah, that's the slate. Oh wait, sports bet. If you have any questions about DFS, let them know in the chat. I will answer them. Wow, what a page. That is just beautiful to look at. All right, these are my sports bets for today. I got William Byron money line, Tyler Reddick money line, and my boy Erik Jones money line. I only put a few bucks on him. I don't really expect that to happen, but I think there's worse plus 5,000 bets that you can make. I think there's worse plus 5,000 bets you can make than Erik Jones. I think he'll hang around all day. I mean, winning, it's tough. It's Erik Jones. It's Rich Petty Racing. But at the same time, crazier things have happened. I like Reddick. I like the value on Reddick, and I pretty much bet William Byron every single race. So just know that for almost every race, I'm probably going to bet William Byron because he's my favorite driver. And I don't know. Just throw a few bucks on him every week. And then I like Christopher Bell top 10. I like Aric Almirola top 10. I'm worried about this. I'm not going to lie. I'm worried about the Aric Almirola one. I just don't. That scares me. It's Aric Almirola. He's been bad for about a year now. The Stewart-Haas racing was slow yesterday. But, he's been really good here historically, so I don't think top 10 odds. At plus 220, I think that's a little too high. And then Christopher Bell is plus 100. I don't understand that. I think a JGR card should always have minus odds for a top 10. So I'll take Christopher Bell to get a top 10 at plus 100 all day. So yeah, any other questions you got? Chris says other lineup has both. Yeah, man, great. Hamlin and Larson and cash works for me perfectly. My biggest suggestion for today is play lighter than normal. This race it's kind of a crapshoot, man. I don't think we really know what's going to happen. It's a big unknown on what's actually going to happen in this race. So I would play lightly. That's my main strategy today. Don't play a lot. I'm focusing a lot more this year on trucks and Xfinity than Cup, at least to start the year, until I can get some data I trust on these Cup races. Because if you look at the schedule, the races early on, there's nothing to compare them with. Because they're all, the first 10 races are just completely different tracks from each other, so I don't really know how to use any of the data from any of those. So, but yeah, this is a hard season to, especially if you're just getting into NASCAR DFS. This is a hard season to start out with. So, but yeah. Any questions you guys got? Make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. As always, really helps me out. Follow me on Twitter, @NateLane_. If you follow me on Twitter, you would have gotten that Cole Custer pick on Wednesday, by the way. Plus 2,000 odds on Wednesday. Just saying. I don't usually hit like that. I don't like the victory lap too often, but that was a big win for me. So, yeah. Any other questions you guys got? Let me go look at my one single entry lineup that I'm playing today. Let's see here. Actually, wait, that's not true. I played 2 lineups. I played one of Eric Jones. Gotta play him. I think I want to pivot off some of this chalk I got in here. Like, I don't think I'm going to play Almirola anymore. Keep the Kurt Busch chalk, though. Bubba or Haley? Man. I think Bubba's going to wreck, so give me Haley. That's honestly how I feel. I think Bubba Wallace is going to wreck. I think he's going to wreck and he's going to finish like 25th. I don't think Haley will wreck. I think he'll keep his car clean. That's how I feel. Very similar place, though. I'm excited for Bubba. I think he'll have a good year this year, but I don't think he'll have a good race today. I think he might get a win. Honestly, he might win Talladega. That guy's so good at plate racing, it's ridiculous. He's definitely in the top 10 plate racers in NASCAR right now. Like, he's a very, very good... He's a very smart plate racer. He's not always, like, dominating the races, but he's very smart how to avoid wrecks and when to race hard and when not to, so... And he's an underrated short track guy, too, so I could see him stealing a win at, like, a Martinsville or a Phoenix or something like that. So, that'd be cool if he gets a... I would like to see him win a race on a not-plate race. But I wouldn't mind if he won Talladega or Daytona. Alright, if I don't get any more questions, probably going to head on out. Go watch some college basketball. Oh my gosh, my parlay, my first game started. See how that's going. I hit a college basketball parlay yesterday. That was fun. It was a good day for betting for me yesterday. It was the best day in a while, to be honest. Alright. Quinnipiac's up 16-9. Let's go. Alright, guys. Thanks for checking in, tuning in. Make sure that like on your way out. Subscribe if you're new. Have a great rest of your day. Good luck. You can follow me on Twitter. Ask me any questions over there if you need them. Good luck.